next on the Gospel Bill Show.
Nicodemus, Nicodemus, wake up! The red barn's on fire!
Oh, the red barn's on fire?
Yeah, are there any animals in there? No, you're not.
No, Nicodemus. You can't save him now. It's too far gone. Bruce, get him back to the bunkhouse right now. Go on. Oh. An old barn went up like a pile of kindling wood.
It's the Gospel Bill Show, featuring Gospel Bill, his sidekick Nicodemus, Miss Lana, good old Elmer Barnes, and the entire Dry Gulch gang.
Ooh-wee, Gospel Bill, guess what's going to be happening this Easter after the Sunday morning service?
Well, let's see now. Judging from the way you're acting, it's got something to do with food or a date with Miss Trudy Lou.
Now, how in the world did you guess that? It's both.
Well, it's not hard to tell when you're excited about food or going out with Miss Trudy.
Ooh, Gospel Bill, after the Sunday morning service, we're going to go out in the country and we're going to have us a little picnic. And Miss Trudy Lou done went and promised to bake me one of her world-famous apple cinnamon cobblers. Mwah.
Sounds real good, Nicodemus.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And guess what else is going to be happening?
What?
Well, after we have a nice lunch, then I'm going to take her for a smooth buggy ride, and my horse Chester's going to be pulling that buggy.
Nicodemus, do you remember what happened the last time you tried to hitch up Chester to a buggy?
Yeah.
He ran through Miss Simpson's garden.
Uh-huh.
He knocked T.U. Tutwater into a horse trough.
Yeah.
And he crashed through the main doors of the Dry Gulch Hotel.
Oh, I'll never forget it. But Gospel Bill, I done been working with Chester real hard for a solid month, and I got him pulling the buggy real smooth. And in fact, I done went and showed Miss Trudy Lou, and she watched him, and Chester behaved like a real gentleman.
Well, Nicodemus, I'd be real careful before I'd hitch him up, but sounds to me like you're doing a good job with him.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I'm a great animal trainer. I bet you I could have probably been one of them lion tamers in the circus. Back, Timber! Check you later. Chester's doing such a good job pulling that buggy. The smartest horse in the whole world, that's what you are, yeah. We're gonna have such a good time on Easter Sunday morning. My two favoriteest people in the whole world will be with me. My horse and my girlfriend. In that order.
Howdy, this is Chief No Wanna Sin. Chief no wanna sin no more. Chief don't like sin. Sin, he big trouble. But now Chief send out message every month for Gospel Bill. Chief like Gospel Bill show. Chief have chance to send very important message about the Lord every month. Now, Chief say take good look at secret code card and good look at Chief's secret message. Then, your time to decipher code. Chief say you can do it. Not hard at all. So, get pencil and paper and work hard because Chief not have long time to see code on screen. Not here much longer, so work very hard. Now, Chief like to use bows and arrows and feathers and buffalo and Indian symbols to communicate secret code. So, work hard to use Chief's secret code sheet to find out what this month's message say. This month's message, he big important, very important. So don't miss this message. And when you decipher message, then do it. Word of God say, be not just hearer of word, be a doer of the word. Not enough just to read Bible. Chief say, every boy and girl must do Bible. Uh-oh, time to go. See you later.
Oh, Miss Lana, guess what I'm going to be doing on this Easter Sunday? Come on, guess.
Well, let's see. Well, I don't know, Nicodemus, but you better be in church with us on Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah, I'll be in church. I'm talking about after church on Sunday, see?
Okay. Let's see. You're going to clean out the barn.
No, I ain't going to clean out the barn on Easter Sunday. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with Miss Trudy Lou, buggy riding the country, cinnamon apple cobbler, and my horse Chester pulling that buggy.
Oh, that's great. You're going to take Miss Trudy Lou out. But Nicodemus, don't you remember what happened the last time you let Chester pull your buggy?
Remember? How can I forget? It's indelibly etched upon my memory. Oh, man, I just got through paying for the damage this month. But, Miss Lana, I've been working with Chester real hard, and he's pulling a buggy real good now.
Oh, well, for your sake, I hope you're right.
Yeah. Well, I come in here to get me a box of candy for Miss Trudy Lou and to get Chester a box of those sugar cubes because I need to reward him. He's been doing such a good job.
Well, the candy's over there, and I'll get the sugar cubes for you.
Okay?
Hey, Miss Lana.
Well, hi, Elmer.
Hey, Elmer.
Hey, Nick. Hey, you want to go fishing with me Easter Sunday after church?
No, I can't, Elmer. I already got plans.
Oh, something important, I suppose, like shoveling out the barn.
I am not shoveling out the barn on Easter Sunday. What I'm doing has to do with Miss Trudy Lou, buggy riding the country, my horse Chester, and a cinnamon apple pie.
Ooh, sounds complicated.
No, actually, it's very simple, Elmer. I got a heavy date with a light woman. Check you later. Gotta go. Oh, hey, Chester. Chester's such a good horsey. How many other horses could learn how to pull a buggy in just 1 month with the smartest horsey I ever saw? Why, Chester, out of all the horses I ever had, you're one of them. I mean, you're the smartest one of them I've ever had. In fact, you're my most favoritist horse, Chester, that I've ever had in my whole life.
Nicodemus!
Oh, hey, Miss Trudy Lou.
What have you got behind your back?
Behind my back, got a hand over here and a hand over here and my vest back here.
Nicodemus. Listen, I just came to ask you what time you were going to pick me up on Sunday.
What time I'm pick you up on Sunday? Let's see, well, church starts around 9:30. What say I pick you up around 9-ish, be all right?
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been thinking, do you really think Chester's going to be all right on Sunday?
Now, Miss Trudy Lou, we've gone over this a whole bunch of times. Chester's gonna be just fine. Now, don't you remember that day we went out to the corral and I hitched him up to that buggy and pulled him around? He didn't kick any then, did he? Miss Trudy Lou, Chester's one of the best buggy pulling horses in the whole entire county. He stops on a dime. Take my word for it, everything's just gonna be wonderful.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Yeah, now don't you worry your pretty little head. I promise you everything's gonna turn out just fine on Sunday.
Well, okay, I'll see you on Sunday then.
Okay, see you about 9-ish. Bye-bye. Sure, best horses there ever was is what you are.
You see, Miss Lana, Inky and Dinky haven't been acting right. I just know something's wrong. Of course, Inky hasn't said anything yet, but when I look at Dinky, he doesn't have those same facial expressions, you know, like that.
Well, Elmer, have they been eating right?
Well, that's just it. They haven't been eating at all. And I was thinking maybe you had some kind of medicine for them.
Oh, well, Elmer, I don't think they make anything for worms.
But I've seen it on your shelf lots of times. Worm pills.
Oh, but Elmer, that's for people with worms.
Exactly.
No, Elmer, what you need oh, never mind. But Elmer, it's just not what you need.
You mean you don't have anything at all for Inky and Dinky?
No, Elmer, I'm sorry. I just don't have anything.
Miss Lana, I don't think people understand. There's a whole world of worms out there that it just seems to me that nobody cares about. And that's wrong. I've got to go check on Inky and Dinky.
Howdy, Elmer. Elmer, howdy.
Oh, Gospel Bill, howdy. I guess I didn't see you.
Was there something wrong?
I'm really concerned about my pet worms, Inky and Dinky.
Well, what's the problem with Inky and Dinky?
Well, they're acting real funny, and they're not eating at all.
Well, Elmer, I'm real sorry to hear that.
I went in to see if Miss Lana had some medicine, but she don't carry medicine for worms. Gospel Bill, there's a whole world of worms out here. I don't think anybody cares about them at all, and that's not right.
Well, I guess I never thought about that before. Well, howdy, Lana. I guess you saw old Elmer out there. He looks like he's kind of upset. Old Inky and Dinky are not doing too well.
Oh, I know. He was in here a while ago, and he tried to buy my worm pills for those worms.
Worm pills. Old Elmer, he really does care about those worms. You know, it's amazing to me that they've lived as long as they have. A worm's lifespan isn't really that long.
Well, if tender love and care has anything to do with it, they ought to live forever.
Yeah, you can say that again. I guess you heard old Nicodemus has trained his horse Chester to pull a buggy. He's going to take Miss Trudy Lou on a date.
Do you think that's wise? I mean, I just reminded him this morning what happened the last time he hitched that horse to a buggy.
Yeah, old Chester made a mess of things, that's for sure. But if anybody can train him, old Nicodemus can. Tell you what, there's one thing you can say for Nicodemus and Elmer both. They sure do love their pets.
Oh, gee, fellas, why didn't you tell me you were taking sick? I could have got some medicine or something for you. Oh, I can barely find a pulse. Listen, you're my two best buddies. You can't leave me. You can't die. Oh, listen, I'm gonna go find the doctor and I'll be right back. You just hang in there, okay? I'll be right back. Oh. Doc, you gotta help me. This is really serious. This is really important. It's my worms. I think something's wrong with them. I think they're sick.
Your worms?
Yeah, my worms, but they're not just any worms. They're my pet worms, Inky and Dinky. Best little buddies a feller could ask for. Doc, you gotta help them.
Elmer, I'm a people doctor, not a worm doctor. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
But Doc, you gotta help me.
Elmer, I told you I couldn't help you.
Well, that's great, Lana. Parson Trotter's going to be singing and preaching in our Sunday morning service.
I told you, Elmer, I don't know anything about doctoring worms.
Doc, you gotta help me. If you don't, they'll die. You're my only hope.
Sheriff, would you please explain that to him?
Okay, Doc. Now, Elmer, listen to me. Doc here is a people doctor. He's not a worm doctor. He doesn't know anything at all about doctoring Inky and Dinky.
But if he doesn't help me, who will?
Well, Elmer, I don't know who's going to help you, but now listen, Doc would if he knew how. And it's about time I had a talk with you about this.
We're not talking about just any worms. This is Inky and Dinky.
Okay, Elmer, step right over here by this trough. Now, sooner or later, you're going to have to understand that Inky and Dinky are not going to live forever.
Why not? Why do they have to die?
Elmer, all things have to die someday.
Why does God let that happen?
God doesn't like for it to happen, Elmer. Death doesn't come from him. You've learned this before, but when God created the earth, everything in it was good and there wasn't any kind of death. But he gave this perfect earth to Adam and Eve. And they sinned against God. And when they did, death came into the world with the devil. And Elmer, that's how death comes, and it's just going to be here.
Well, how long's that going to go on?
Well, it's going to go on until Jesus comes back. And when he comes back to this earth, he's going to put down his kingdom, and things won't die anymore.
How do you know that for sure?
Well, Elmer, I know it for sure because Jesus was raised from the dead. And the Bible says that if Jesus was raised from the dead first, then that means all of us who believe in him will someday be raised from the dead. But until that happens, you just got to get used to the idea that Inky and Dinky may not always be around.
Well, I don't want to hear that. I'm leaving.
Father, help old Elmer to understand.
Miss Lana, I sure am sorry for Elmer.
Oh, I know. He sure does love those worms.
Listen, Doc, I want to apologize to you for Elmer. He's awful upset, and he was badgering you a while ago, but he doesn't mean anything by it, and I hope you'll forgive him and understand.
I understand, Sheriff. I really understand.
Well, I'm glad you do. He sure is proud of those worms. He even thinks they can talk to him.
Well, I'd sure say he's proud of them. Well, most fishermen use those worms for bait.
Yeah. Old Elmer's gonna be mighty upset if he loses Inky and Dinky.
Sheriff, do you think we could find some other worms for Elmer?
Well, you know, that's a good idea, Lana. Well, there must be millions of worms in this world that look just like Inky and Dinky. Think I'll go see what I can dig up.
Chester, it's just about Betty by time. Come by to give you your midnight snack. He's the prettiest horse I ever saw. Now, Chester, you eat this here feed up, get you a good night's sleep. It won't be long till that Easter Sunday. You'll be pulling that wagon proud, me and Miss Trudy Lou sitting in there with our heads up. Oh, we're gonna be the envy of the whole Easter celebration. Now, you eat up now, you hear? Get you a good night's rest. And I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Howdy, Bruce.
Hello, Nick. How you doing?
Good. Tough day's work. Can't wait till tomorrow, though, because tomorrow is Easter Sunday. And right after Easter Sunday service, it's going to be me and Miss Trudy Lou and our picnic and apple cinnamon cobbler. And then right after that, it's going to be a buggy ride with my special horse, Chester, pulling the buggy. I'm telling you what, that Chester is one great horse.
Chester? Quite frankly, Nick, I wouldn't say there's anything too special about Chester. As a matter of fact, I think he's a pretty lousy horse.
Lousy horse?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? How many horses do you know that's been a riding horse all their natural born life and in just 1 month's time can learn to be a buggy puller? How many do you know, huh?
Well, not many. How'd you teach him? Did you hook yourself up to a wagon and pull it around in front of him?
How'd you know? You see me pulling that wagon?
You're kidding!
Well, no. I mean, you just can't show them out of a book. You got to give them some type of natural example, you know? I mean, you don't want to make a horse mad. They'll freeze up on you and won't learn a thing. So I just strapped that wagon on and pulled it around the crowd a couple of times, and Chester picked it up quite nicely, I might add.
Well, hey, I'm glad it worked for you, Nick. That's good. That's good. Good night now.
Good night, Bruce. See ya. Yep, tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Better get a good night's sleep so I'll be ready for it.
Nicodemus, wake up! The red barn's on fire!
Oh, the red barn's on fire.
Yeah, are there any animals in there?
Chester's in there.
Come on, we gotta save them!
Oh, no, Chester! Oh, my horse is in there. Don't get her. Stand, my horse is in there.
Yeah, but it's too late, Nick. We can't put this out now.
But my horse is in there.
Yeah, but there's nothing we can do. It's too far gone, Nick.
I'm going in to get
No,
him.
you're not.
No, Nicodemus. You can't save him now. It's too far gone. Bruce, get him back to the bunkhouse right now. Go on. Oh. That old barn went up like a pile of kindling wood. Well, I needed an excuse to rebuild it anyway. Well, I just hated that old Nicodemus lost his horse.
Chester's gone.
Oh, come on, Nick. Don't take it so hard. There's nothing you could do.
I guess I must have left a lantern in that barn, and he must have kicked it over and started that fire.
Hey, Nicodemus, I'm real sorry to hear about your horse, son.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Farnsworth. I guess I left a lantern lit in the barn and kicked it over and started the fire. I'm sorry your barn's burned down.
Nah, don't you worry about that barn any. We'll build another one in a couple of days. I'm just real sorry to hear about your horse, boy.
Oh, Chester's the best horse I ever had.
You know, I had an old horse like that once myself, Nicodemus.
You did?
Oh, yeah. The name was Old Blue. Old Blue was the fastest horse in this territory. I was real proud of him. He saved my life. One day I was riding on the trail and the Indians got after me. If it hadn't been for Old Blue, they'd have had my scalp for sure. Yep, Old Blue lived to be 23 years old.
I guess he died too?
Oh, yeah, Old Blue. He passed away, but never been another horse like him since.
I'm sure gonna miss Chester. I'll never find another horse to take his place.
Well, now, Nicodemus, you don't want to find a horse to take his place. No horse could take his place. Chester was special. But you do need to find another horse and make yourself a new friend. See you boys later.
My life will never be the same without Inky and Dinky.
Oh, I know you feel bad, Elmer, but I want you to listen to what I want to tell you right now.
Gospel Bill, well, I got something bothering me awful bad. I was needing to talk to you.
Well, Nicodemus, I'd love to talk with you, but there's a real serious matter here I need to discuss with Elmer.
Well, okay, I'll come back later. It's just that my horse, Chester, died.
Wait a minute. Chester died?
Yeah, there's a big fire at the barn, and, well, we couldn't get him out in time, and he's dead.
Oh, Nicodemus. Listen, I'm really sorry to hear about that.
I guess you heard Inky and Dinky passed away too.
No, I hadn't heard. Oh, I'm sorry, Elmer. Well, how come things have to die anyway?
Well, Nicodemus, listen. It's just like I was telling Elmer. Things die because of the devil. He's the author of death. You see, when he got Adam and Eve to sin against God, he brought death into the world. But I got some good news for you guys. Now listen to me. Jesus is going to come back someday soon. And when he does, he's going to establish his kingdom on this earth. He's going to rule the world. And one of the first things he's going to do is completely destroy death, and people nor animals will ever die again.
Well, I'll sure be glad when Jesus comes back.
Oh, me too.
Well, listen, I know you feel bad right now, and maybe there's something I can help you with. Elmer, I want you to hold out your hands right here. Now, I was digging around the other day, and I found these fellers, and, well, I just couldn't help but notice that one of them looks just a whole lot like Inky.
Look at them fellers. Hey, this one talks just like Inky.
Worms don't talk, Elmer.
Oh, Nicodemus, they don't just talk to anybody. Only people know how to talk to them. And look at that one. It looks just like Dinky. Facial expressions and all. I think I'm gonna call them Inky and Dinky.
You got any horses in here?
I don't think I got any horses in the cup, Nicodemus. You know what? I was walking down old Pete's corrals yesterday, and I noticed he had a really good-looking bay down there.
Oh, yeah? I always wanted a bay.
I don't think he's asking very much for it. Why don't we go down there and take a look?
It's a good idea, Gospel Bill.
I think old Pete will give you a good deal. Come on, let's go check it out. The Bible tells us a story about a man by the name of Abraham. Abraham was a great man of God. He had strong faith, and whenever God told him something, he believed every bit of God's promise, even though it didn't look like the promises of God would work. But you know what? Abraham found out that God's promises do come true. And Abraham was a great and wonderful man, but you know what happened to Abraham? He died, and his body was buried in a cave. And so Abraham had to experience death, even though he was a great, great man. Now I want to tell you that Abraham is still dead. Death stuck to Abraham. He's still dead today. Then there was a fellow by the name of Moses. Moses was a great man of God too. He's the fellow who came into Egypt and told old Pharaoh, "You're going to have to let God's people go." He's the one who caused all kinds of plagues to come against the Egyptians, and eventually he led the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt and to the Red Sea. When they came to the Red Sea, he stretched out his rod and the waters were parted, and Moses led the children of Israel across that Red Sea on dry ground. And he was a great, great man. He's the one who gave us the 10 Commandments. He showed us what God thought about sin. But you know what? Oh, Moses died, and death took Moses. Moses is still dead. His body is still in the grave. But this fellow Jesus Christ, he's different from Abraham and Moses. He's different altogether. Jesus came and he did miracles, and he preached to the people and told them that God could be their Father, and all they had to do was trust in him to take away their sins. The Bible says that Jesus was nailed to a cross, and he too died, and they put his body in a grave. But you know what? Death could not hold the Lord Jesus Christ. Death just couldn't stick to him no matter how hard it tried, because Jesus Christ was different. He's the Son of God, and because he rose from the dead, we will too someday.
Hook yourself up to a wagon and pull it around in front of him?